friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and I'm a little out of breath. I've been running around the house. Well, not running, shuffling at an accelerated pace for me. You can look at my hair. It's just drying out after coming out of the shower. I want to thank everybody. There's not a lot of people, or maybe there is, out there who think of animals as living, breathing, feeling members of our lives. And right from the smallest chick to the biggest goat to the cuddliest and most misbehaving dog, we love them all. And our pets, they're all our pets to a certain degree, although we always keep in mind that animals that we raise for food are animals we raise for food, but it doesn't change the fact that we show them as much love and respect and give them as much dignity in their life as we can, as that's in our power. The pets that live in our house are family members. Big difference. Big, big difference. Well, not really. Okay, not that big of a difference, except that they live in our house and they eat from our forks and sometimes, and they sleep in our bed and all that stuff. And so when we lose one, we're losing a family member. Our animals give us unconditional love and trust. Oh God, the trust. Nothing upsets me more than tuning into Facebook and seeing yet another video or article about how somebody has viciously abused an animal. It makes me grateful that I am not an SPCA officer, because I would really probably hurt people. So we are kind of a foster rescue home. It's not official. It's not even a title that is given us. It's just one that was kind of given to us. At one point we had 4 dogs. We had Emma Lou, who was our boxer, Pepe Le Pew, which was my little soul dog, Penny Pasta, and Pixie Dust. And we had all 4 of those dogs at the same time, but they were at different ages and stages of life. Out of those 4 dogs, only Pepe Le Pew, my pug, and Penny Pasta, our Boston Terrier, have been with us since they were puppies, since they were 6-8 weeks old. The rest of our dogs that we have had and have are kind of rescue dogs. Pixie, we were her 3rd home. Pixie was our other Boston. We were her 3rd home. And again, they said, well, I think she's 2, but when someone's dumping a dog on somebody and it was their 2nd home to begin with, you don't really believe they say 2. They know it's full grown, but they know they don't want to tell you any older you may not take it. So it's safe to assume when someone says, oh, I think it's 2, you can pretty much safely assume it's 3 or 4 at least. But we were Pixie's 3rd home. She had been adopted by a family, and then the family broke up, and Mom couldn't take the dog with her to her apartment. So we were her 3rd home, and we have a policy that when we are an animal's 3rd home, no matter what their problem, they have a home for life. Unless it's a vicious animal, unless it's an animal that cannot be rehabilitated. In that case, we wouldn't take it. But we give everybody a chance. And then, of course, we had Angus, but again, he didn't fit in with the rest of our dogs, so we rehomed him, which was best for all concerned. Minnie, our Min Pin, is a how he calls her, the hamster dog, because she lives in a cage. And there's a reason she lives in the cage, okay? We've had Minnie now for probably 3 years. And when we got her, she came to us from a stranger through a friend of a friend. And I noticed that she was overweight. I'm hearing odd sounds in my house right now. It's haunted, but that's okay. I just like to know where the weird sound is coming from. Um, she was overweight. She was wearing a harness that was much too small for her and had actually was starting to cut into her arms and stuff because it was too small. And she was in an itty bitty little cage. Now we've had her for 3 years, and it's taken 2.5 of those to get her over the separation anxiety of her cage. She now is in a much bigger cage, but her cage originally was very, very small, which would have done for her as a puppy. Now she's in like a German Shepherd size cage because we want her to feel the security of her cage, but know that she is in a much bigger place and that she can feel safe in a much bigger place. But I mean, when she came to us, she peed in that cage. She ate in that cage. She was brought out to maybe pee on a pad, or they just lined the cage with pads because she came with a bag of pads. And the first time we was like, yay, let's go outside. And we put a collar on her and put her on a chain so because we knew she would take off because she doesn't know anything else. That's one thing we knew about Pixie and Minnie right off the bat is they were both runners right off the bat. And we cured them from that, thank goodness. Minnie will still go next door and visit the horse, but I mean, you know, the horse actually likes the company. But she had that cage, that little cage was her world, and she would go outside and she would like yap 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 yap, yap freak right out like, oh my god, I'm outside, what am I doing? Oh, where do I go now? Oh, the chain's too long, the chain's too short, what is that smell? Where is that? Who are you? And then she would come in and she would pee on the mat as soon as she walked in the door on our boot mat. So we knew she hadn't a clue. So it took us, we've had her 3 years, it took us a year and a half to get her to not go to the bathroom in the house. And she still will if we don't pay attention to the fact that she doesn't always know how to ask. If she wants to go out, you have to ask her. And she goes, oh, yeah, I need to go out. Sure. Right? And then she'll go out, she'll do her business, and we'll tell her to do her business because otherwise she'll just go run and have a poop and run back and go, I had a poop. And it's like, yeah, but now you got to have a pee. Oh, right, okay. And she'll take off and she'll have a pee and she'll go back and go, where's my cookie? You know? So we're still working on getting her to not pee in her cage. Okay? Which, you know, I mean, it doesn't happen as often. Maybe she'll pee in her cage maybe once or twice a month. And I have to wash her bedding and stuff like that. So that's, you know, a long way from the dog who didn't know she wasn't supposed to do everything in that cage. Now she goes outside, we let her out, she runs, she goes next door, she sees the horse. If she knows he's out, she could smell him, I guess. And she'll run around, she'll do her thing, and then she'll come back. And we took the collar off her because she, running next door, she got caught on some barbed wire of an old fence and it almost killed her. It twisted and choked. So we won't put a collar on our dogs. If they need to be leashed or put on a chain in any way or a tie out on any way, like we're in public or we're in a park or whatever, we use harnesses. We use harnesses. But they don't wear them all the time because, you know, those harnesses are that woven fabric like seatbelts and it pulls on their fur and rubs and just forget it. Unless they show signs of going to the road, then that's, you know, they're free to explore the property and the surrounding woods, which is fine. But Peppy and Penny were kind of our soul dogs. Penny was Daddy's soul dog. And as much as I loved her, as much as I loved her, she loved everybody, but she was Daddy's girl. And it was really hard. It was really, really hard. In the video, Goodbye, Penny, until we meet again. If you go to the show more info box or the description box below the video, it will explain the last year and a half of Penny's life and what we've done to make her as comfortable as possible after getting hit by a car. Anyway, but what I want to tell you also is, thank you again. I often think that our pets in our home are angels in disguise. They give us unconditional love for nothing, just for a bit of attention. And I honestly think that God watches us through their eyes. So when an animal gets abused or neglected, there's a special place in hell for people like that. I don't even know if they'd be welcome there. Anyway, I also wanted to tell you that for the next couple of days, my son and his girlfriend, or his my daughter-in-love, I heard that on a comment today and I really liked it, and a friend of theirs is coming up for the next 2 days. And in our house, we have a whack of birthdays all at once. I'm in January, my boys are in February, Howie's in March 1st, and then March 8th is my daughter-in-law's birthday, which is tomorrow. So rather than, try and have a birthday individually for everybody, we are having a lasagna dinner tonight, and I'm making a cake, and we're going to have salad and garlic bread and all that stuff. But I'm going to video the cake. But you've seen me make lasagna, and my son and daughter-in-law or daughter-in-love is they're kind of feel encroached upon when I'm videotaping while they're visiting, and that's understandable. So I'm going to give them that. The next couple of days, you're not going to see a video, except for maybe the cake I'm baking, because I've never made this cake on video before. So I'll give you that. I won't give you that, but you know what I mean. That'll be. But it may take a couple of days before it gets edited and uploaded. So this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying thank you to all the people out there who understand that pets are a part of our family, and when we lose one, we go through a period of mourning, and we're going to do our best to do some celebrating and lighten our life a bit. All right? Take care. God bless. We'll see you in a couple of days.